This week on Country Music Junkies, we have a new artist to introduce you to. Her name is Madelyn Victoria, and she's a Texas native, and we are joined by her on the phone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know that you have been in the country music world as an artist for a long period of time, but I want to kind of go back to the beginning and how this all started for you and how you kind of decided that you were going to make this a career.
Yeah, for sure. I was about 5 years old when I first started singing at a very, very young age. A lot of my family members and school teachers recognized that I was just always singing all the time. So my cousin, she entered me in this little pageant, Christmas play going on, and that was actually my first performance ever. And then little talent shows here and there, little performances at elementary school, and then I quickly learned the national anthem because I would see that. My dad is a big sports fan, so I would see all the national anthems being sung, and I said, hey, I think I could do that too. So I learned it. My mom helped me with that. I went on to sing the national anthem at different, events and local sporting events and rallies and, everything that the national anthem is good for, and got recognized through that. And then I went to a talent search when I was about 15 years old. My parents took me to a local talent search, but they were actually from the Dallas area, and we're about 8 hours south of Dallas, so that they came away to come look for different talent, and from there I competed in a competition that they prepared us for. I was cast with the agency, so I got a lot of acting lessons, not necessarily singing lessons, but it's always a plus. I just thought that was really good for my career, anything that could help me as far as being on stage, and I love to act as well, so that I won a few awards in New York City with that, and also some more casting agents wanted me, but I was very young, and I wanted to come back, to go to school, and I could still continue doing my singing and whatnot. And then I was cast for Radio Disney Superstars, which is just a group affiliated with Radio Disney, and from there I opened up for the Jonas Brothers. It was just it all started there. I always listened to country music though, and my family, where I consider myself a pretty country gal, I guess, and do a lot of country things and listening to country music, and I always had a choice, of what kind of music I would be singing, and I always chose country. I mean, I love country so much, I might as well sing it. And even when I competed in New York City and in the singing competition, I sang a country song, and I won out of all the other singers singing pop music and even opera and all this stuff. And so that I just thought, around that time, after opening for the Jonas Brothers, I just knew I was going to be doing this for the rest of my life. It was in high school. Everyone's deciding, what colleges they're going to go to, with scholarships, which I did all that too. But I just thought, this is my passion, and it makes sense for me to just do my passion.
Absolutely.
To do it.
Yeah, it sounds like this has been quite a journey for you, and I want to go back to your songwriting, because I understand that you began writing songs at the age of 13. So can you tell us about that and how maybe your songwriting has evolved over the years?
Yeah, for sure. I was, like you said, 13 years old, and I remember, the first song I ever wrote, and just little lyrics and poems and everything I felt, and I always loved writing in school and whatnot, and enter competitions in school through writing. And again, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, hey, and I heard a little bit of advice if you want to, sadly, an Eagles member passed away just yesterday, and I actually heard that. My parents listened to the Eagles growing up, and I knew he was a great songwriter, and someone told him, hey, songwriting, you're going to have to write your own songs if you want to be successful. And after I heard it, so I was really young, and it was just something that made sense, and I started writing, and it's grown so much since then, of course, and self-taught, really, hearing all these songs on my own, and reading articles and whatnot, and just doing writing from the heart, I guess, and inspirations from everything, inspirations from my family, and stories from them, and the people around me, and even to nature, and anything I'm traveling, I see something I like, or something like that. But it's I could say it's pretty much evolved into something that people are enjoying, hopefully, and I'm just really glad that I can share what I love with the world and in my writing and whatnot.
Now let's talk about your new single, He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I wrote this song about 4 years ago. I how did the inspiration come from? Dancing, basically, you know, literally dancing. I go out dancing all the time here in Texas, and a lot with my friends, and two-stepping, and, you know, line dancing. That's what we do. And so, of course, the inspiration came from that. And also, you know, what you see always, whether you are out or you're just whatever, a relationship between, you know, man and a woman, that it's just, you know, there's that physical attraction, yet, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out because of that, and it's just revolved around that or something. And so, you know, anybody can get whatever they want from this, but for me, it was like, you know, the literal. At the time, I had a boyfriend, and we loved to go dancing, and I guess he really did only love me on the dance floor. But it's just, you know, however anyone wants to, you know, take it into their lives and the perspective, and I'm really glad people are liking it. You know, it's climbing up a couple charts, and I'm really excited about that. And you know, the music, I just wanted it. I think you can hear a '90s influence in my music. I love George Strait so much; one of my biggest inspirations as well. And that's what my goal is. I mean, he's doing something right with all those #1 hits, so I hope to have you know, something similar in my music to his. And you know, I'm glad a lot of people are liking it.
Let's talk a little bit about your social media and how fans can connect with you, because I know that they can head to your website, MadelynVictoriaMusic.com, but are you big on social media? Can they connect with you there?
Oh, yes, definitely. They could find me, like you said, on my website, you know, to look at my schedule. I have it there. It's a little bit under construction right now. I'm working on some things, but yeah, you can still see my schedule, my music video on there. It's MadelynVictoriaMusic.com, and also from there you can see my links on Facebook. You just want to click on those links, they're all there. Also, if they just want to search from Facebook, Madelyn Victoria, Twitter, Madelyn Victoria, Instagram, you can search hashtag Madelyn Victoria, because I have a different name. I have a different username for Instagram, but they can still find me on there. And also just everywhere. You know, I love to talk to people on there. You know, that's an amazing way to connect nowadays. And just, you know, getting my music and out there to everybody. They can also download it off of iTunes and Amazon and wherever, you know, internet retail stores are. They could find me. So I really appreciate a follow, a like, and download of my music. Oh, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, again, fans, be sure to check out MadelynVictoriaMusic.com. And Madelyn, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome.